Hi ladies, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tamara, and if you watched my last video, my previous video, it was the first in a series that I am doing for the next few months of this pregnancy. This is my Preggo Diaries series, and I'll be taking you through the journey of my pregnancy, third time around, and we'll just discuss general Nigerian pregnancy issues and topics and all of that, okay? But before we go into today's topic, please, can you click the subscribe button? I'm waiting. Thank you. And we'll see you on the other side. TAMARA. Let's go. Yes. Welcome. Today we are talking about the myths or superstitions about pregnancy in Nigeria. Now, well, some of these myths could be universal or other countries, blah blah, but some of them are very peculiar to my Nigerian women. And sometimes you hear these things and you wonder, who brought up this one? Where did they get this one from? Some might kind of feel like they make sense, but then some others are like, are you kidding me? Who brought this up? Oh! But anyways, I have 7 that I will be looking at today. And please, if I don't mention the ones that you know, please feel free to put them in the comments, okay? So let's start. Number 1. This one I think is not just Nigeria, but you hear that in pregnancy, raising your arms above your head will cause the umbilical cord to wrap around the baby's neck. Pause. Can you go 9 months, I mean 9 months of your life, without raising your hands above your head? And just think about it, please. I don't know where this came from. I really don't know. And to some extent, you might feel like maybe it's true. And you even hear if you somersault or if you do anything upside down, the cord will wrap around the baby's neck. But then I said, okay, let me even read about it on the internet. And I did as much research as I could do, just simply by using Google. And what I read was, it is the baby's movement that determines where the cord will go. In the sense that if it's a baby that's overly active and all, of course that means the cord will keep moving from side to side, from place to place, and anything can happen. But really, it is not what the mother is doing, so to say, especially not raising the hands, that will cause the cord to wrap around the neck. Because I thought of it like, okay, if this is even true, then that would mean that every single woman will have their baby's cord around the neck. Because can you go 9 months? Can you go 1 week without raising your hand? Like, can you try it? Please, let me know if you did it, if you can do it, or please let me know how. Because like, won't you dress up? You wear your clothes. You would wave at someone. Like, does it make sense? My response is no. Myth number 2. This one has to be so Nigerian. Even if it's not Nigerian, it is so African. It is, safety pins on the clothes will protect the babies from being possessed or even protect you from having a miscarriage. I actually remember this one. I think this is the only myth that feels so fresh in my head from when I was younger. And I know that I would see women like on the road or something, and they will have one big safety pin on their top or their shirt or their blouse, and I'm like, what's the meaning of this? So apparently it is believed to ward off evil spirits and demons from possessing the child. Please, if in 21st century you still believe in that, I don't know, you can believe in anything, no? You can seriously believe in anything. Because how? Please, can someone tell me which village in Nigeria this came from and why safety pin? Or let me think about it, because safety pin closes up. So maybe that's why. No. Does it make sense? No. Myth number 3. This one, someone actually told me, at least these other ones, I still hear them or see, but this one, someone actually told me when I was pregnant, because I gave birth to I had my first son in December, and in Nigeria, December is usually like Harmattan period, dry season thereabout. And it's, like I said, it's pretty common for a child to have like stuffed nose or something. So he was born in that period, and we had that issue where his nose was always clogged, and we always had to do the steam vapor thing to remove the mucus and all that. And I know someone said, Tamara, you gave birth to your son with catarrh. And I'm like, I don't get it. When you were drinking all that cold water, you don't know that drinking cold water will cause the baby to have catarrh from the womb. Look, this person wasn't joking. The person was actually being very serious, because I drank a lot of cold water everywhere and anywhere. Like, I always had my ice bottle with me. And so I was like, really? So it's the cold water I was drinking that now entered through the umbilical cord, connected to the baby in the womb, and gave the baby catarrh. And that's why the baby was born and had catarrh. My friend even told me hers was that she was in church and she was sitting down near the AC, and one mama came to meet her, please move away from the AC because the baby will catch cold. Oh please, do we really believe these things, or I'm the only one that finds it funny? Because I'm beginning to feel like maybe I'm trying to be too westernized in my mind. But please, do you believe that sitting in front of AC during pregnancy or drinking cold water will cause the baby to have catarrh inside the womb? Does it make sense? I'll leave you to be the judge. Myth number 4. Now this one says, if you are throwing up a lot, it means the baby has a lot of hair. Well, this is my 3rd child, and with my first and my second, I never threw up. And even now, till now, I'm in my 22nd week, and I've not thrown up. It's just something like, I'm just blessed not to be the kind of person whose pregnancy has all them throwing up, spitting up and down, morning sickness, blah blah blah. I think at the very worst, what I feel is fatigue and exhaustion, but not once have I even thrown up in all pregnancies. And my first son had a lot of hair. My second son had hair too, but maybe not as much as the first. So if I didn't throw up, well, maybe these things are not generalized though. Please, if you know you had a very hairy baby, were you always throwing up? But then throwing up is a pretty common pregnancy symptom. I can't give a percentage of how many out of how many women in Nigeria throw up in pregnancy, but if I have to calculate amongst my friends, if I say my close friends of about 5, 6, I am literally the only person that didn't throw up during pregnancy. They all throw up at least once, twice, or 3 times. And yeah, 2 have children with plenty hair on their heads, that came out with plenty hair, and they can say that was the reason. They may not. I don't know. Does it make sense to me? No. This one is almost close to the safety pin one. It says don't go out in the afternoon. There are some certain times, maybe like 12 p.m, 3 p.m. Don't go out so that spirits will not enter your pregnancy. I see the spirits coming. They're entering into your pregnancy. Don't you see pregnant women on the road by 12? You cannot say that's the reason why a lot of people are possessed. I don't know, but gosh. These myths, I don't know who brings them up. I really don't know. It's like somebody just sits somewhere and wants to make people afraid or something, because I really don't know where these things come from. Maybe someone was even joking and made this joke, and then it now went viral in those days, because I can't even figure it out. I really can't. So please, it doesn't make sense to me. Does it make sense to you? And how did you get affected? Did you come out by 12, and did your baby come out possessed? Please, I don't know. I really don't know, but certainly not me. The 7th one, which is the last one I will take, because there's just too many, and we can go on, and all my answers will be no, they don't make sense. The seventh one is, you must not eat draw soup and snail, otherwise your baby will be slow, drooling, sluggish. Don't eat draw soup, don't eat snail, because your baby will be drooling and be slow. When I heard this one, I just started to imagine. See, sometimes I have a very imaginative mind. Not sometimes, a lot of times, or most of the times. And because I like to write, I create stories in my mind. Immediately I heard this one, I just tried to picture where it all started. We're in one village far east of Nigeria. My eastern people, my Igbo people, no vex, so don't take it personal. I just said east, it just came to my mind. Somewhere in the far east of Nigeria, there was this woman in this little village who loved to take okra soup.
Madam Ogbologbolo.
She would take it in the morning, take it in the afternoon, take it at night. And then she got pregnant. And all the village people had been warning her, this your love for okra soup is just too much. You are going to kill yourself. And you know, she got pregnant and they were like, ha, you are dead. Your child is going to be slow. Your child is going to be drawing because your obsession with okra soup will get you in trouble. Lo and behold, she gave birth. And the baby was slow. And the baby was drooling. And they were like, you see, we told you. We told you too much okra soup is what caused it. And then that information passed to the next village. And then the next village. And then the next village. And the next and next and next village. And before you knew it, it became a myth so that if you take okra soup, if you take ogbono, if you take any draw soup, you now add snail on top. Or your lower. Your baby will be slow. Your baby will be drooling. Your baby will be sluggish. And that was how the thing now became international Nigerian superstition. Biko, please, my people, is my story not appropriate? Because I don't know what to say again. These myths have to come from somewhere. Like, they just have to come from somewhere. And I really don't know where it came from. That's just my own imagination. All I know is, I don't believe them. I definitely don't believe them. And I see no reason why I should believe them. Because how does it add up? Like, how does it add up? I don't know. Do they make sense to me? No, they don't. They don't. Do you have any myths that kind of make sense? Because these ones, they didn't make sense to me. Or I don't know. But do you have anyone that kind of makes sense? But then if something is called a myth, I don't think it's meant to be real. I don't think it is. So please, did all these myths scare you? Did you believe all these superstitions? Or do you have any stories about how they all started up? Maybe your grandmother told you, your great-grandmother told you. Please, I am very, very interested in knowing. Please comment below. But I will leave you with this. You see, when there's something that, when you get pregnant, and in this century, the number one thing is, or the first thing averagely, is you go on Google. You begin to read and read and read, and so many things are so negative, and these things just put fear in you. Like, rather than focus on these so-called myths and allow them capture you and tie you down, why not focus on the more meaningful things of pregnancy? Eat healthy and nutritious meals, rest well, stay hydrated, do moderate exercise. You know, like, use this time to speak over your child. My sister, it's not everything you hear everywhere that you'll be carrying on your head, and you will now be saying, I'm not going to the market, or it's afternoon, I'm pregnant. Like, use this time to just speak over the child. You have 9 months. It's only 9 months that child is attached to your womb. After then, the baby comes out. So you have 9 months with that baby still in you. Like, wake up every morning, profess all the good that you want. I'm not saying don't be realistic. We live in an evil world. There's nothing we can do about the fact that the world is evil. But the more you dwell on that, you're not going to move anywhere. So please, 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 focus on more important things rather than what my grandmother said or what this village has said and all that. Okay, so till we see again, before we go, have you subscribed? please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.